So as I mentioned earlier, okay, I'm just going to show you how I fit a PSU, okay, and basically how I use the standard AC cable to earth myself to stop any electrostatic discharge when I'm actually putting my components in the case and handling them. Okay, first of all, just a quick walk around the case, okay, I'm not going to make a big fuss about this, okay. These are some of the cables that you get already attached, okay. These are from the headers on the front of the case. You've got HD audio, which plugs into your motherboard, that connects your microphone and your headphone socket. You have got USB 2, USB 3, connects to the header on the motherboard. Our motherboard is a USB 3 only, so the USB 2 will be tied up at the way and just clip back with a tie wrap to keep it tidy. Word of caution, these USB 3 headers are very, very delicate, okay? They're very small pins. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but they're very easily bent, so just don't force them, okay? Make sure that you've got a nice square alignment on them when you push the pin in. Otherwise you're going to bend them and yeah, it's new motherboard time. The other connections you've got coming from the front, okay, are your power and LED header cables. Some of the more expensive boards, okay, come with a block you can actually pre-fit to these little cables, okay, and then attach all the cables onto the motherboard in one block. But this one doesn't. Just take a little bit of care. It doesn't matter which way you connect your power switches, but you've got to make sure that your LEDs are connected positive to positive, negative to negative, otherwise they won't light. You won't damage them, but obviously because they are diodes, the electricity will only flow in one direction. Okay, and the front of the case you've got a front fan and there's a Molex connection in the front there, and again at the back on the exhaust fan you've got a Molex and a 3-pin. 3-pin plugs, okay, obviously mean they're not temperature controlled. The CPU fan on this motherboard is obviously temperature controlled. It's got 4 pins and it's controlled by the logic control units inside the CPU, inside the CPU. So as the CPU temperature heats, okay, the fan spins faster, keeps it cool. We'll be connected with the system fan connections on the motherboard. Okay, I'm just going to push these out the way. As you see, it's got a lot of cutouts in the back of this case. Okay, none of them have got rubber grommets, which is a shame. It would be look a lot nicer, but it's not a really expensive case, and this case isn't going to be moved around a lot, so I'm not going to be worried about cable chafing and so on. So that'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to fit the PSU. Just one thing on this, just to show you that in the base of the case you've got a dust filter. Okay, just take that out once a week or so if you are building your own PC, or if you've got a PC. Make sure it's nice and clean. Especially if you if you store your PC on the floor, on a carpet for instance, okay, I'd suggest that you either get an acrylic board or a piece of glass, toughened glass, or a wooden block to rest your computer, and just to stop the dust being sucked into PSU and into the casing. Okay, but make sure you clean your dust filter every few days, once a week, keep it nice and clean. Okay, so this is the G550M hybrid modular PSU I showed you last week. Okay, it's made by Cooler Master, 550 watt. We're going to fit it with the fan down, okay, just to draw air in from the base of the case over the components and out the back exhaust. Okay, now it's pretty easy to fit. Like anything else, there's a little bracket in the back. Make sure the PSU slides underneath that. Slides back into the case at the back. Make sure the slots slide up. These cables obviously are going to be routed to the back of the case so they don't interfere with any of the components around the motherboard. So I'll push them out the way now, so just to make things a little bit easier. And also gives me an idea whether there's not enough cable length to fit everything, or whether I'm going to have to buy extension cables. But this is only a mid-sized tower case, a mid-tower case, so I know that I'm going to be pretty much okay. It should be fine. Just get them out of the way. There we go. The side panels on this, I've taken them off already just to save time in the video. But when you take the side panels, store them inside the box they came with so they don't get scratched. Okay, especially important because I'm building this for somebody. I wouldn't care if it was mine if I was scratching it, but it wouldn't be very nice if I delivered a brand new computer with a scratched case. Now, as you can see, the PSU is just lined up now, nice and flush. I've got 4 mounting points. Just like any other mechanical device when you're mounting, you always mount diagonally, or mount the screws diagonally. Don't over tighten, just start them off to begin with. Whoops. Good idea to get yourself a little container, okay, keep all your screws and bits in so you don't lose anything, especially if you're like me. Okay, and the thing is that this is not, what doesn't want to start, so don't force it, okay, just don't force it. And the U and F threads are extremely delicate, and if you do force them, you'll cross thread them and then you're in trouble. Just give it a little shove, wasn't quite aligned at the bottom of the case. Just start the screw off, there we go. But don't force anything, that's the thing. You shouldn't have to use any force in building a PC, or any mechanical machine for that, because you're just building stress into it, which you just don't want. So all 4 screws are in place. Number 4 going now. Okay, so I'm just going to tighten that one down. Now I'm not going to use the thread of the screw to make sure the PC is fitted. I'm actually going to push and make sure it's flush and tight. Just a tweak. Now I've got the opposite diagonal corner. Now this is especially true when you fit your CPU cooler. You need to put the mounts in diagonally, but I'll show you that later on. You make sure it goes down square, you don't get any cross threading on your motherboard, but basically it's going to damage your motherboard and force you to buy a new motherboard unless you dab hand with a tap and die. Just a little tweak, nothing more than that. Okay, it's just holding the motherboard, or so the PSU in place. Perfect, that's it. So that's the PSU in place. As you can see, it fits in a little bracket there to keep it secure. As I say, I don't use an anti-static wristband when I build PCs. What I do use, okay, is a bit of common sense. Okay, now you see me handling some of the items earlier, but I didn't take things like the RAM or the CPU at the box. Okay, because you can damage them, or at least reduce the life of them if you had an electric static discharge from your body. What I do, okay, is I've got this tip from a professional PC builder, is I connect the power cord to the AC socket. Okay, I connect my plug to a wall outlet through an extension cable normally. Okay, I don't switch anything on. The PSU is switched off, and so is the wall socket. But I've now got an earth, okay, between my house, my home's earth system, okay, and the case. Imagine that's plugged into the wall. And before I handle any components in the case, okay, or outside the case, so all I've got to do is touch a metal component, and I've now negated any potential difference between me, okay, the case, and my components. Okay, a little bit of common sense of that goes a long way. You don't have to work with a wristband or a leg strap on like this. Ridiculous. Just a little bit of common sense. That's all. Just every few minutes, touch the case. That's all you've got to do, and you'll be earthed. Okay, so that's it. That's the PSU installed. As I say, I didn't want to waste any time on Sunday with Morgan, because I really want to get into teaching the different components of the motherboard, what they look like and how you fit them, so that he can upgrade and repair the machine later if he needs to. And any fool can fit a PSU. It's just 4 screws and a plug. Okay, so we'll be starting the build on Sunday afternoon, 12 o'clock. We're going to have a couple of hours, and we'll just put the motherboard, put the RAM in, fit the CPU, usual nonsense, and install the motherboard. Our risers are already fitted, pre-installed, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to make sure that they're all tight, and yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much.